Good morning, everybody. It is 7:30 on this wonderful, beautiful Friday morning on the 18th day of May 2018. And we've had a really kind of boring, boring market over the last, I don't know, ever since the end of the day yesterday. Not a lot going on. Gosh, when we talk about consolidation, we've got that going on. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of our, or maybe it's just boring because I was watching it last night. Maybe that's it. We'll see. We've actually had some moves. Let's take a quick look at these markets and look at our trades. Yesterday, we had a trade on gold where we wanted to go short with gold at a break and a hold below. Let's see here. I have to pull up the portal quick, folks. Sorry about that. I thought I had it pulled up, but I did not. And there we are. Okay. And in regards to the alerts going out, I just talked with them yesterday, and they are getting a fix on that ASAP here. Okay, looking at gold, we wanted to go short yesterday at a break and hold below 1283. We are still looking for that scenario to play out. If you notice, we are making, it's hard to how everyone say it. We are technically we've made some higher highs, but then a lower low. We still haven't broken this low, looking almost like a little head and shoulder pattern, inverse head and shoulder, but not capitalizing on that. Almost looked like we were yesterday. Around midnight, we might have seen that play out, but it didn't. We've been respecting this downtrend line quite a bit. A little bit of a false break from these two trend lines. So looking forward, really nothing's changed much there. We're going to just continue. We want to go short at a break and hold below 1283. This trend line here, though, this upper trend, or this upward sloping trend line, the bottom trend line, that has been broken down below. We have traded up to test it twice on the hourly, and we have stayed below it. It remains to be seen if we can remain below here from now on and continue to trend lower. But we are looking at a pretty classic pennant forming, a bearish pennant forming on gold, something we have not seen many bearish pennants on gold for a long time. So this will be the first one in a long time, and that is a pattern that is certainly forming up here. And if we remember the behavior of what pennants and flags do, and that is that they are a form of consolidation and constriction before they continue to move down or up wherever they were going. So a bearish pennant would be moving down. So going short at the 1283 zone, that is still what we want to see. The euro, we want to go short at 1774, and that is pretty much where we are residing right now. This is again, this is getting onto a very important angle in our square of 90 or square of 144. Bring it out to the daily here. We are looking at a pretty significant zone. Looking at it on this construction here, dollar's catching a nice bid, and man, talk about UJ here. We're going to get to that, but quick look at the euro. Really banking in between these angles quite a bit, and getting a lot of volume in here on the 4 hour. We may be looking at another leg down in the euro, so we'll see. But that 1774 is still a trade. You know what? Why don't I? These are not being updated. I'm going to put them in chat as I put them in the WhatsApp. And let's see, we had also the pound dollar where we wanted to go short at 134.62. We have not gotten down to that. We really would like to break. That's where we want to break below this arc here. We really want to get below that, and that's below this trend line too. This is a pretty interesting zone. I want to zoom out to the weekly and take a look at this, where this angle that we're sitting on in the pound dollar, this is the 45-degree angle in this square of 90. And if that breaks down below, oh man, we're going to need some buckets to catch all those pips on the downside. I mean, it's going to be, you're going to need more than the old lady sitting at the casino using her big slurp cups to collect all the quarters that spew out, because we're going to need 5-gallon buckets from Ace Hardware or Home Depot to hold all the pips that are gonna show up here. So be on the lookout for this zone. There's really no strength to the top side here with the pound dollar. It is continuing to paint and push and accelerate lower. And you know, we've got our own version of a bearish pennant on the pound, and this has been consolidating and extending for, you know, about 14 days now, or rather 10 trading days, with clear signs of selling, and the buying is drying up. If we look at this is where this kind of psychology of candlesticks comes into play, where, you know, we see here that, you know, on the top of these wicks we see clear selling as prices gotten higher. And then as we're looking down here, we're seeing clear buying as there's, you know, people are buying up these wicks here. But then as we're moving farther to where we are now, those wicks are getting less and less, and they are, which is telling us that the bulls are getting exhausted here. So we should anticipate, like I've been saying for a while, lower drives in our the pound here. And looking at it from this direction as well, same story. Sitting on the arc, we break the arc, we're going to fall through quite a bit. Next, so really same trade as yesterday. Short at 1.3462. Yes, yes, it did, Gerald. Good catch. I was just watching that on the. Well, I actually kind of went through it there. That did you get in on that long, Gerald? Let's look at that one quick. Where are we at? Yeah, that 127.92 long triggered. And I'm going to tell you what, if you got in that, I'm very jealous, because yesterday I got a new laptop in the mail, and I have a 13. I really like it. Dell's laptops have gotten really, really good over the last 3-4 years. But I have a 13-inch Dell Latitude 7000, whatever that one is. I mean, I build my own PCs, but I'm not too picky on laptops. They don't really need to do a lot for what I do for work. But I really like it. But man, that thing runs hot. It runs. I mean, it'll put a red mark in your lap, or it'll. I have a wooden. We have a nice wood kitchen table that I've refinished and restained, and in the mornings or in the awesome Gerald, it's awesome you got in that. Good work. Dang it, man, that's great. But the heat that comes off of it like put a heat stain or a heat mark on the table. which really sucks. But and so it's a great laptop and all, but it's just I think it's just way too hot. When it runs way too hot, so I got the 15-inch version. And anyways, because I had this Windows update on my desktop here that was taking for freaking ever to finish, and I was transferring everything off of the laptop. So all these other positions that I had kind of closed out of, and I didn't want to just run the risk, while you're having these technical issues. I mean, I could do it on the phone, but it's not as easy to do. So I had canceled a lot of those pending positions, and unfortunately the Canadian dollar is one of them. So yeah, if you got the long in on that one, you've got pretty nice 70 pips there, just like that. That's very nice. So the pound dollar short we just looked at still there. We'll come back to the Canadian dollar here. Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Looking for another breakdown here. We want to really look at a possible continuation lower here. We've been talking about this for a while, that this is a very hard area to cross above or below. So any sustained move down from here is more than likely going to last a while, and we want, if we want to have a long-term bearish outlook, if we want to catch a nice short on the Aussie dollar, then even though this is kind of the doldrums of trading, this kind of a range here, this is the kind of activity we want to see, because this will provide validity and integrity to a down move, because it'll tell us that, yes, this has been tested, this has been thoroughly battled over, but ultimately the bulls lost and we followed through down. Conversely, if we're wanting to have a bullish outlook where we want to see a pretty nice drive higher, then we do want to see prices do this to go long. But for right now, we're really not seeing anything indicating that we should change our bias to the top side, just continuing to look for a down move below the 75 handle here. And so that trade of going short at 7515, we are really just sitting right below that. I took that trade I think right before I came on here, I took that trade. So watching that one play out, and again, we have very limited risk considering the reward that is out in front of us here. New Zealand dollar, surprising drive higher here, and a strong response, off of the 68.75. It is also a major harmonic price level, but we are looking like we've got some selling at the top here. And yesterday's trade idea is that we wanted to go short at 68.81, which we did get, but that has moved against us here. And because we're still floating above a little higher here, not interested in, there's other trades that we can look at, so really not looking at that one so much. And then finally, the US dollar, Canadian dollar hit right as we kind of started talking, and that has moved up very nicely, and we should really looking at another leg up if we break above this trend line that we've had. We're really looking at just kind of an extension of a bull flag, so to speak. This is really not a bear flag. It's really nothing right now. It's just a really choppy trade. But nice long that you got in there, Gerald. Congrats on that. And let's look at our other markets real quick. While Forex markets are moving a little bit after 7:30, let's take a quick peek at our cryptocurrency markets. They had a bit of a flush yesterday. We've had really 10 consecutive days, actually longer than that. We've had almost 2 weeks worth of a down move ever since, if you can believe it, when we were trading near the 10,000 value area on the 5th. It's hard to believe that it was that long ago, but we're almost 2 weeks removed from that area, and we've been trading down basically if we want to say we were worth $10,000, now we're worth only 8,000. We've had a bit of a shave off of our market cap here, 20% shave over a 2-week period, and it remains to be seen if we have actually found a bottom yet here. But we haven't really had a very good bullish day in a while. We've had consecutive days of closes. In fact, the whole week we've been down ever since the 14th. We've just had a down day followed by a down day followed by a down day, with the selling increasing near the end of the normal U.S. trading session. That's what we've observed here. But Bitcoin looks like it may be catching a bit of a bounce. So this thin red line here is a pivot in time, and when I was talking about this major pivot here, that the price response and price action that we observe at this pivot is generally mirrored by the pivot we see over here. And so ultimately what we should be looking for is a drive higher from this zone. We should experience another leg up of equal proportion in its percentage rise, which is 100% from this swing. This was in February, and this got to use a little common sense. From this low in February to this swing here, we're talking about 100% retreat, 100% move, where we doubled over a 2-week period. That is not something we should probably anticipate happening, but you know what? Cryptocurrencies, they do some wild things. So 100% gain at the present value area to 16,000, 17,000, not out of the cards. That is certainly a thing to look for. So certainly, on the daily, we are looking very bullish in our conditions for going long, and it is the weekend, and it is Friday, and we are coming off of consensus week. So we should see consensus convention is generally a bullish. There's a lot of bullish activity that happens after consensus, during and after, and so we should see some reversals in these activities. Ethereum, even right now, is up 2%, which is, I think, the largest bullish gain we've seen in a while. Ethereum's got a lot of bullish news. Oh, look at that! I was just thinking that this battery's lasting a long time. I tell you, I'm really impressed with this. Where I really do not like wireless mice, but this Logitech one is just amazing, and I like it because it gives you a big alert on the screen letting you know it doesn't die in the middle of something. So Ethereum, very, very nice move so far. Litecoin probably going to catch a very nice bid here. It is closer to its yearly lows than anything else right now. So it should have a really nice drive higher when it finally gets off of its tuckus. So just looking at the cryptos, we're looking at really all of these zones are buy entries right now. So and Ethereum. There's a thing in cryptocurrencies called the flippening. I think I always get a chuckle when I hear that. I think it's a funny sounding phrase. But the flippening is it's a word given to the possibility of Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin in both the market cap and importance. That remains to be seen, because Ethereum has had, over the last year and a half or so, it has had a lot more things going for it positively, as far as some changes and adjustments and just kind of like all over broad market things that what in the world is this? just a lot of like other things compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had some issues with. Why is this not? There we go. Bitcoin has had a lot of issues last year with its forks, with questions about its scalability, and Ethereum is now getting some questions about scalability. But for the most part, when we get to that was odd. Cortana was picking up my words. When we get to the Lightning Network being more broadly applied to Bitcoin, I mean, it's going to be a pretty fascinating drive for that for Bitcoin. So be on the lookout for that. A lot of the altcoins. Wow, what was that one at 24? BNB. Oh, BNB is Binance's coin. All the other alts are doing fairly well. Populous, ZEC. Yeah, got some movers going on in here. Ooh, Steam. That's a good one. Okay. All right. Let's look at these foreign currencies again, because I see some movement on my screen here. Let's look at the Aussie dollar. We are. Ooh, there it is. There's some big weakness showing up there, crossing below that 75, looking pretty ugly. And let's see. We got gold. Gold looking pretty heavy now too. That's a good sign. Euro. Ooh. Just gotta wait for Friday to see all this. We'll see if they hold though. I mean that's what we want to. That's what we really want to see. Let's get rid of. We don't need this because we know that that's not a thing anymore. So Aussie dollar finding a bit of a drive lower. We are slightly below the 75 handle, but holding. New Zealand dollar catching a little bit of weakness, but it's got a little bit more strength there. Dollar yen, man, tell you what, this guy. I'm kind of upset that I didn't catch one of the longs here. I was talking about this yesterday, where it might just turn up higher and we'll get frustrated looking that we didn't get an entry. Again, waiting for a pullback on this guy. I've got some longs still that I've been holding from back here, but I haven't really been able to add much, and I've got to kind of get my head out of my butt and get back in this guy. But I'd like to see a retest of the 108.96, which we may not get, or at least of this angle here. But I don't think we're gonna get that. I mean, this is getting near parabolic. I mean, it's not near parabolic. It is a parabolic rise right now. Slope is increasingly higher. Check a peek at gold here. Gold is TradingView wants to load it. Where are we at? There we are. Very nice thrust down here. Really want to get below that 83 zone. Really want to see gold fall down there. That would be a very, very nice area to see gold capitulate towards. Pound, dollar looking a little weaker here as well. Want to see some oomph behind some of these down drives and see it sustained throughout the day. But certainly don't want these to turn into fake outs where we see a big rally and turn into a bull run for next week if we're short. Because we've seen those kind of fake outs happen many, many times before. Aussie dollar, getting a little movement there. Gold's got to break below this pennant here. I mean, if we want to take, that's a pretty heavy volume hourly right there. If we look on the 4 hour, I bet we're still looking pretty. Yeah, the 4 hour chart on gold still is we've just kind of begun a down drive here. That's just kind of the opening of it. The euro. Yeah, the euro's accelerated in stochastics on the 4 hour. We're in selling conditions still. We're gonna close on this 4 hour in about four minutes, 20 seconds or so. Let's see what happens there. Pound dollar, man. Now this one's a little less of a of a bearish look, but it is still certainly a strong condition for moving lower here. This is the one we want to look at to see if we actually hold below the 75. If we close below the 75 for the week here, oof, ugly. We don't need that trend line anymore. But we probably should look at this activity. Love to see a bust out below, a hold below 74. What is that, 74.44? Yeah, 74.40 rather. That's what we would like. Pound, euro. Euro's still looking nice for the short there. We'll see what if it breaks this 45. We're oof. It's gonna be that'll be a mover. Tempted to take a short right now, but we'll wait for the close of the hour and see if there's a bit of a pullback to see if we can get into it again. Otherwise, we'll have a double bottom formed, and it's never really a fun area to participate in a trade. Two minutes left. Again, if you've had a really great week or if you've had a fantastic morning already, just take the day off. Take the rest of the day off. Because, I mean, really, on Fridays, we do not have a lot of, from the time that we start talking, you know, we only have a few good hours of trading on a Friday. And, you know, it is frustrating as traders because this is traders, we're kind of adrenaline junkies. We get a rush off of the anticipation and the anxiety involved, but we have to harness that, control that, and use that to our advantage. But I'm going to relate this to I talk about my wife's work every once in a while. She's a psychologist, and I have ADHD, and if you have that, or if you know anybody who does, that's hard on relationships. But part of the issue with ADHD is related to the emotional component of the illness, and that is the feelings of the heightened feelings of anxiety and depression, and being more apt to have those responses trigger. And so as a trader, for me, one of the things that I had to learn to identify and be aware of was my own responses to movements in the markets where my positions were, where I could get overly excited or overly withdrawn, where I could get very into a mental state that harmed my trading. And this is why I say the worst type of trading condition that I can get into is one where I have a series of awesome wins, or a series or a huge win, because people with ADHD, that kind of a rush is extremely, it's exacerbated because of that diagnosis. The dopamine in an ADHD person's brain is not well regulated, and so it takes a lot to not only keep attention and keep that dopamine active so that you stay involved and excited in an activity, but once that is attained, it does not take much to either get bored of the activity. Actually, well, you don't actually get bored. It's just your brain is no longer stimulated. But it doesn't take much to have that feeling turned off, and then you experience a literal like withdrawal of dopamine where you get this increased depressed mood. And so that's why I'm saying that as somebody with ADHD, when I experience a nice euphoric drive higher in prices or in my account balance, I need to be very careful of what I'm doing, because I can quickly turn that happiness into absolute crushing despair within a couple seconds. So we have to be very careful. And I know that's not just people, that's people in general experience that. And trading, I think trading is what does that to anybody. And I'm just from talking with various other traders, I'm convinced that a high amount of traders are people who have ADHD themselves, just because this is a very good career to have if you have ADHD. It's mentally, well, depending on the subtype you have, it's a fantastic career. But it can also be very, very damaging on your psychological and emotional state if you're not aware. So what I'm saying is, if you've had a phenomenal week, ADHD or no ADHD, you need to take the day off on a Friday, and you need to walk away feeling success, because there is nothing worse than making profit on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then giving it all up on Friday. Why the hell would you, and I'm talking to myself as well, why the hell would you work so hard the whole week just to get flat or to not lose money, and or even gain money, and then give it all away on a Friday, where you've just ruined your whole, you've destroyed all the progress you made for the week. You've destroyed your Friday and your weekend, and you're going to be a little more apprehensive going into your trading on Monday. So if you have made profit, go away. Step away from the keyboard. Turn off your trading accounts. Don't look at your charts again all day. Don't look at them again until Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon, or Sunday evening. And when I'm saying reward yourself, I don't mean like go get plastered with your friends. I'm saying walk away with the reward of success. That is what's most important. Or even if, let's say, your account was down a crap ton on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, but on Thursday and this morning you were able to recover a significant portion of that loss, that's still a win. Walk away from it. Don't try to get it back. That's how that has killed more than one trading account, is people getting greedy and wanting to get back at the market. They want to revenge trade. Revenge trading kills people's accounts. It's the worst. Don't do it. All right. Quick. I'm done preaching for now. Quick rundown here. Let's look at the euro on the hourly. Still trading a little bit lower. We're at least below the close of the last hour. Only 4 minutes into this hour, though. Pound dollar looking continuing to show some weakness. Aussie dollar, similar situation. We'll see what happens if we do drive lower. Again, we really want to get below this pennant. New Zealand dollar showing a little bit more resilience, but certainly, okay, there may be a break here. So we should be looking at the 68.95 for a short on the New Zealand dollar. Dollar yen. Oh hell. I mean, oh god. That's dollar index. Let's take a quick look at the dollar index. Oh my god, that is just crazy. That is just nuts. This dollar index is on fire. This is showing no signs of no signs of letting up. Oh, that is awesome. I feel there was a lot of, for whatever reason, in 2013 there was a massive influx of people trading in Forex, and also from 2015 to now we've had a pretty much kind of one trending market for a lot of markets in general, in Forex and equities, and so a lot of people got into trading. They're very used to the euro going in one direction, which is up. They're very used to the pound ever since 2015 going in one direction, that is up. They're very used to just they're used to people who are new to trading, who get into markets that have an established trend and they trade with that trend, have learned to follow a trend and be very profitable. But when we get into these reversal scenarios like we're experiencing right now, they can't adapt. They don't know what to do. They think that every single drive down in the pound is just another dip that you're supposed to buy when clearly it's not. So there's a lot of new traders who are getting really hurt in these markets because they entered into a market that was stable and now it's doing pretty bad for them. So don't be those people. Anyways, we've got some trades on the board here. Don't want to put in a whole lot of other ideas. Want to see how the rest of the day plays out before we get into Monday. Check the portal on Sunday, because at the open, if I see some trades, I'll put some trades in on the portal and on the WhatsApp, Telegram if we get that functioning here. Otherwise, check the portal and I'll put it in chat for the trade ideas. Otherwise, real quick, I want to look at the Aussie Dollar showing a lot of breakdown here. Where are you at? Yeah, it's looking pretty nice there. Looking really nice like that. Pound dollar showing a lot more weakness too. Oh man, guys, this would be so much fun if we get a huge blow down in these prices. It's just going to be crazy fun to watch and make money in. The euro, gosh, the euro's tempting to short here, but I don't want to short at this bottom. Even though the 4 hour says to short this. Ugh, not an easy trade. If it doesn't look that clear, I don't want to trade it. So gold, really, really, really want to break down lower on this. Oops. Oh, 1 hour. Yep, just would like to see gold drive down lower. And the Aussie dollar's continuing to move lower. So, yeah, got some good trades in front of us here. And, I hope you guys had a good trading week and had a healthy trading week. And going into the weekend, make sure you guys take care of yourselves, get some rest, clear your minds, be safe, and I will see you all fresh and renewed on Monday. Have a good one. Bye-bye.